who understands the importance of this fund is Lara Foote, the CEO and Artistic Director of the Baxter Theatre Centre. Lara, thank you so much for your time and joining us today. I mean, it's quite humbling to see South Africans rallying together, understanding the severity of the situation, heeding the call to ensure that we unite as much as we can in terms of, donating whatever that we can so that other people, other South Africans who are already previously disadvantaged do not, of course, continue to suffer. I mean, for you, what is the importance of this time when we talk about, having relief funds, but also helping one another as a country?
Thank you for having me on your show. Look, this is a time where we're called to action, and we have to heed that call right now, today. I mean, this HCI and eMedia incentive is fantastic because we understand that right now there are kids and old people, vulnerable people who are hungry. And, long time that we as privileged and more wealthy people in this country have understood this huge disparity between the rich and the poor, but we've turned a blind eye, or certainly if we've assisted, we haven't assisted enough. And this time we can't sleep through this. We just can't sleep through this whole pandemic and pretend that this is not happening and that our kids are not starving. And so this is a possibility. This HCI Foundation, who I know well because they have supported the arts all over the country for several years, and I've witnessed them. I know them as a foundation. They are good people. They are sincere. They have good governance. They are graceful. They get involved, and they've created this project where I know that if I give some money today, if I make a donation today, that money will directly translate into a home or a household or a table, porridge in a kid's porridge bowl within the next day or two. And that's what we need because it's urgent. We can't wait. There's so many people that are hungry, and there's a lovely quote by Mahatma Gandhi who says, there are people in the world so hungry that God cannot appear to them except in the form of bread. And what that means is that they need hope. People need hope, and you can't hope when you're hungry.
Lara, part of the reason we are talking to you is that for someone who is not sure who is this HCI Foundation that we are talking about, someone will be wanting to know. People right now, Lara, part of the challenge is what I saw, for instance, in Alexandra Township, the Good Samaritan who had gone there to distribute food aid had sort of maybe felt that the lag between, making the donation and it having an impact on the front lines where people don't have a meal tonight was perhaps too long for them, and they need to make an impact directly. And part of the conversation we are having with you is because you are familiar with the work of the HCI Foundation and are able to talk to how much of a difference some of these donations will make.
Absolutely. HCI already has the network. They already have the NGOs. They already have the good governance. So, I've witnessed this. I know it for a fact. And I also know how many thousands and millions of people want to make a contribution. But unless you're prepared to get in your car and fill it with groceries and drive several hundreds of miles, which you're not allowed to do anyway, this is the way to do it. Because as I say, I know that money will translate directly into food. And we need to do that now, more than anything. That's what we need to do. And as I say, I've witnessed HCI and I've witnessed this foundation. And they have done good things, and they do it, as I say, with sincerity and care and good governance. So this is the place that I would say, I have already personally donated to this foundation and donated to this cause. And I think through television and through eMedia, we can spread this very quickly. And put out the call to stand up. It's time to stand up, all of us. And this is an opportunity to do that. And we can't wait.
Right.
You can't ask the child tonight to wait until one of us gets it together to, take out our credit cards.
And then, Laura, how do you then demystify, some myths that, people that can or should donate should be, either big corporations, millionaires or billionaires? What do you say to someone who says, listen, I only have 50 Rand, I only have 100 Rand, I'm not sure if it'll go a long way, but this is all I have?
Look, my feeling is that most of us right now are in position where we're sitting at home. Some of us are still on salary. We're getting a salary check on the 24th, the 25th of this month. And a lot of people, because they can't go out to restaurants, they can't have a drink, they can't buy cigarettes, they're feeding themselves too well. And my feeling is you've got to look at your grocery budget as a normal South African, a middle class, to, you don't even have to be wealthy. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of rand. And look at your grocery budget and say, listen, I'm going to take 20% of that budget and I'm going to donate right now, because, you don't have to be wealthy to make a difference. If 6 million or 10 million of us give, 1,000 Rand, imagine, I can't do the sums, but several billion Rand will come from that.
All right, Lara Foot, thank you so much for that, talking to us there about the work of the HCI Foundation. And while she was talking, you were seeing visuals there of our call center and the call center agents there on standby to receive your pledges. Those are the live visuals that you are seeing there. You see Nandi Chabalala on duty, call center duty at the moment, taking those calls among our other colleagues there who are taking those calls. And that number, 021-481-4599, 021-481-4599. And the details in terms of the banking details will be on your screen from time to time.
Indeed. With that being said, we'll be back after this.